it is that time of the year again. Just over a week from now is the Xbox Game Showcase, and a week from a couple days before that is Jeff Keighley's show, the Summer Games Fest. And so, like I do every year, I've been doing this for I think 3 or 4 years now. I have wrote down my predictions for only for Xbox first party. I know last year I did. I kind of threw in some third party predictions, and I nailed some. Like I nailed the prediction about what was it? Payday 3 going being announced and going to Game Pass. I nailed that prediction. So, I mean, we'll see how I do this year. But this year, strictly first party. And so let's bring up my list. All right, so I got maybe a couple dozen predictions here. So let's start with. I think this is a pretty obvious one. I think 343 Industries is going to be a complete no-show. I think there will not be there this year at all. No presence. Won't even have a trailer for a new season for Halo Infinite. I think they're going to lay low for a few years until they figure out what on earth they're doing with Halo 7 and what to do with the franchise overall, because it's been kind of a mess lately. So yeah, they're going to be a no-show. Then next up is the Coalition. I think this is going to be a big year for them. It's been, 5 years since Gears 5? And, it was 2019. And then, a year later, we had Hivebusters, the DLC. But we haven't heard hide nor hair of Coalition in quite some time. Last thing we got was that tech demo for Unreal Engine 5 that they did with some Gears character. Well, not the ones we know, but some unknown Gears characters. But I think this is their year, and I think the highly rumored Gears of War Marcus Phoenix collection is real, and I think it's going to be announced for this fall. I think that's going to be one of their big fall games this year. And it's going to include Gears 1 Remastered, which has already been remastered, and then the big draw will be 2 and 3 remastered for the first time. And then we'll throw in 4 and 5 and Hivebusters. I think Judgment will not be included at all. Screw Judgment. I think it's just going to get screwed over. I mean, it's a fine game, but I just don't think they'll include it. It's kind of the odd game out. And then on top of that, I think they're going to pull what they did in 2011. If you remember what they did back then, this is back when I used to watch it on Spike TV, the VGAs. They announced the Halo Master Chief Collection. Oh, wait. No. Hold on. No, my timeline's way off. That's not what I meant. They announced Halo 1 Anniversary at E3 2011. Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary, and then a year later, Halo 4. So, but those announcements happened at the same time. It was we got one more Halo-related thing, and then they announced Halo 4. The place went crazy. Fall 2012. So I think the same thing's going to happen with Gears. They're going to show off Gears Collection, kind of reminisce about the series, and then they will have a cinematic teaser of what's next, and it'll be Gears 6 coming, no date, just next year at some point. So that's what I think they'll do for Coalition. Next up is Double Fine. Double Fine. They haven't... The last thing they did was, Psychonauts 2? Yeah, I think that's the last game they did. So they've been kind of MIA for a while. I think there will be a teaser of some sort, probably cinematic, of whatever they're doing next. I don't know what it's going to be, but I think it'll be announced here. Seems like it's about time. That's all I got for them. Compulsion Games, they're working on South of Midnight. I also think they will be a no-show. I think that game is farther along or farther away than we realize or than we know. And so I think Compulsion will have nothing to show next week. And then same thing with The Initiative. As much as I would like to see Perfect Dark, as it's been years, I think it was 2020 they announced that, the Perfect Dark reboot, I think they will still not be there. Not because... Well, there are apparently development issues, but I think it'll be more so they don't want to stack their whole deck at this show. They don't want to give away all their cards. They want to hold some close to the chest for next E3. And probably Game Awards. They want to hold some back for that. Because they got a lot of content this year. PlayStation really doesn't. So Xbox can afford to hold some of these. You don't want to load up your gun with all the bullets in the chamber. You gotta hold some back. Got to keep some spares for later. So, Initiative, nothing. Next is inXile Entertainment. I think we will get gameplay for Clockwork Revolution, and that's because when we first saw it, it was sort of, I think, pseudo game. It was like alpha gameplay. That little glimpse we saw of Clockwork Revolution, I don't think was a cinematic. It looked like 10 seconds of gameplay. So I think we will get a short demo, maybe, or a cinematic, maybe. I don't know, something for Clockwork Revolution, and it'll say coming next year. That's all they'll say. No date, nothing. Another no-show, Mojang. Wait, you know what? No, I wrote no-show, but I take that back, actually, because they've been talking about this 15th anniversary Minecraft thing a lot, like they're celebrating its birthday, and so I think they're going to be some kind of special announcement about Minecraft. I know there's a new update coming, they announced, but because it's its birthday, there will be something there. Don't know what it'll be. Well, Netflix announced a Minecraft show, but that's not a game, so I don't know. It won't be a new game. It'll be something, some kind of store deal, or like get some special birthday skins in Minecraft or something like that, or some kind of new mashup pack, DLC, something. I don't know. They'll do a 15th birthday free map, which they do a lot of the time. I think they did that for their 10th birthday. Isn't that nuts to think about? Minecraft's been around that long. That means it's been around just over half my life. Or, yeah, wait, no, just under half my life? Something like that. That's crazy. Next up, I wrote down Ninja Theory. I don't think they'll have anything except like an accolades trailer. They'll just throw up some review scores for Hellblade 2. Maybe a Ninja Theory person will come out and thank the audience for playing, and that'll be about it. There'll be nothing else. Then Obsidian, I think there will be a 10-minute Avowed gameplay demo. There will be a firm release date, and it'll be this year. That'll be the other. I'll get to that. I'll get to what my fall of this year lineup will be. That'll be another fall game, I think, is Avowed. I think there's a tiny chance it's delayed, but I think it's very small. But I don't think it'll happen. Next up, I got Playground Games. I don't think we're getting another Forza Horizon anytime soon. I don't think we're getting Horizon 6. I know that I think they have more than one team, but I have the feeling most of Playground is working on Fable. I think we will get maybe a teeny tiny bit of Fable gameplay and another cinematic with still no release date. I think there will still be no indication of when it's coming out, but likely next year or like the end of next year. Isn't it funny how some of these predictions are going to be on my videos like every year for like half a decade? Because these games take so long to make, it's going to be, Fable's going to be like mentioned for like 5 years in a row on these videos. So funny. Let's see what else I got. Rare. Now, I think they will talk about Sea of Thieves Season 13? Yeah, because it's coming, I think, this summer. So they will talk about Sea of Thieves Season 13 and talk about how thrilled they are with the PlayStation audience and how many players have joined the fray. Now, if they were freaking awesome, if they were based, they would absolutely curb stomp, or they would talk about how they absolutely curb stomped Skull and Bones. You know how hilarious that would be? They just like, Ubisoft just catches strays, they just completely take a dump on them. That'd be funny. I also think Everwild will be MIA still. I know it's been years since they showed off Everwild, but there was rumors of it being completely rebooted from the ground up. So I think Everwild still MIA. You got the Sea of Thieves update, and then I'm going to keep putting this on my list like every year until it happens. I think a surprise reveal of not Banjo 3, but a Banjo-Kazooie remake with no release date, but Rare will be like, hey, we're remaking the first game, and I think maybe Toys for Bob could be helping with it, because like they have a pedigree with third-person platformer games. But I think it's more likely that Toys for Bob is working on Spyro 4, which I will get to. But that's, if not them, they might be working. It'll be Rare. They might be working with that other company, Playtonic, who made Yooka-Laylee, because those are former Rare people. I could see Playtonic teaming up with Rare to revive Banjo. That'd be pretty cool. Another no-show is Turn 10. I don't think they will be there at all, because I think the last Forza didn't do so hot. So they will be lip sealed. So that's quite. I got like 4 or 5 no shows on here so far, but they don't need to. They don't need to show up every year because they got a lot of studios now. It's not like PlayStation where right now it's slim pickings. They gotta pick and choose who they show, and I'm sure they have strategy for their timing. Undead Labs, finally, I think we will get a long cinematic, definitely longer than the one we've already had, for State of Decay 3. I don't know about gameplay. Maybe, you know what, maybe a tease of gameplay to come later in the year, like maybe Gamescom, or I forgot about Gamescom earlier when I mentioned the Game Awards. Either Gamescom or Game Awards, maybe they will hold that back for that, because I think State of Decay 3 has to be getting close. It's been years. It's got to be close. Man, I had more no-shows than I realized. Another no-show, World's Edge, the people who make Age of Empires. I heard there's I think there's DLC coming, but I don't think it'll be shown at this show. The show is only so long. I think it's 90 minutes, 2 hours. You got to get in and out quick. You have, and this is just first party stuff. There's undoubtedly going to be third party stuff during this, so you can't show all your cards here. All right, that's all the main core of the Xbox Game Studios, but let's move on to, I wrote ActiBliz, that's what I like calling them. Activision Blizzard, of course, it's owned by Xbox, so let's move on to them. There will obviously be, from Treyarch, there'll be a big Black Ops 6 thing. I think there'll be another trailer during the main show, and then there'll be tune in after the show for the Black Ops 6 deep dive. And so then, of course, that'll be, all that will be after the show. It'll be gameplay, cinematics, and release date. And I don't know, it'll be pretty cool. I hope so. And then for Blizzard, I have Diablo 4. Well, I say Blizzard, but it's kind of all the same now. It's Activision Blizzard. Diablo 4, they will talk about their new update. I think it'll get some big expansion. I think they already announced the name of it. I forget it, but there is a named expansion. I think they'll have a release date. Don't know when though. And then I wrote down Toys for Bob will reveal, because there's something weird going on with their website. Yeah, I made a video about this. If you go to Toys for Bob's website, right now it's nothing but a big tiki head logo on their website, and that's it. And I think whatever they're making is imminently announced. It's gonna happen at this showcase, and I think it's very likely Spyro 4, a spiritual sequel to what was it, Ripto's Revenge, the third one made by Insomniac. They're probably gonna never remaster or just completely ignore all the other Spyro games that came after the Insomniac ones because they're not as popular. But this will be the true Spyro 4. I don't think we're getting Crash 5 anytime soon. But Crash got a 4th game. I think it's Spyro's turn to get a 4th game. So that's what I think Toys for Bob is doing. And then this is just kind of a general announcement. I think they will announce, hey, all the old Call of Duty games under the they're all under the Activision umbrella, but going back from Call of Duty 2 in the early 360 days all the way up until Modern Warfare 3 last year, all of them are on Game Pass today after the show. That would be a big announcement. Personally, I don't really care because I own all the ones I want to own, but that'll be a big deal, and I think it'll get the player counts back up on all those games. And hopefully the servers remain hacker, modder free. I mean, I just played a really extremely hacked game of Black Ops 2 Zombies, but that's just zombies. Hopefully they keep multiplayer clear of that. And then finally we come to Bethesda/ZeniMax Media. Now, I think Arcane Leon... Now, I know I say Arcane, and some of you might be like, oh, Arcane's closed. No, Arcane Austin closed. They're the ones that made Redfall and Prey, sad face. I want to Prey too, but never going to happen. But Arcane Leon is the one that's working on the Blade game. Is that what they announced last year, or was that the Game Awards? I can't remember. Everything's blending together. Yeah, Arcane Leon, I think, will be no show. They will not show up again for a while until Blade is farther along, because they really only have concept art, as far as I know. And they probably want to lay low after the controversy of Arcane Austin closing, so they're gonna keep their mouth shut. And then BGS, Bethesda Game Studios, will announce and show off gameplay for the Starfield update, the big expansion. I don't think that's coming out this year. I wouldn't be surprised if it's next year. because I already got a stacked year. So, but they will show off the Starfield update. Obviously, nothing from Elder Scrolls 6. It's gonna be a long time, man. I almost every year I've been putting down Fallout 3 remaster or New Vegas remaster. I'm not gonna put it on this year. And watch, this is probably gonna be the year it happens. The one year I don't put it on, it'll probably happen. But I'm giving up on that idea. I don't think the two old games are like their player bases are huge, so I don't think there's any reason to remaster them. But I don't know. Don't think it'll happen. And then Machine Games, they're going to show more of their Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. They're going to show hopefully a demo of that, and then give us a firm release date of. My guess is I don't even know. I think they might have said a month. I can't remember, but I think November, December-ish for that, for Indiana Jones. And then, finally, the thing that I'm looking forward to the most at this show, id Software. Returning after all this time, after Doom Eternal. And I believe the rumors are true. I wanted a new Quake. I talked about this in several videos. I wanted a new Quake. I wanted a new Hexen or a Heretic. But I think Doom the Dark Ages is the name of the game, the rumored title. I think we'll get a cinematic like we did for Doom Eternal, and they'll say, tune into QuakeCon for gameplay. And that's because that's exactly what they did for Eternal. There was nothing at E3 that year. It was just a cinematic. And it's like, you gotta watch QuakeCon, which is only in a couple months, I think. So, yeah, I think that's real, 100% happening. And I think, if I check my notes here, I think that's all I got. So yeah, that's quite a few predictions for all their studios. And then so I wrote this as well. So that means their fall lineup is Avowed, Sea of Thieves Season 13, or actually by that time it'll be Sea of Thieves Season 14 by the end, but in fall. Black Ops 6, of course, Indiana Jones, and Gears of War Marcus Phoenix Collection. So you got 4 big games, 1 big update for this fall. And to me, that sounds pretty good. That's because we just had Hellblade 2. I think that would be a solid year for Xbox. The best year they've had in a long time. And it's probably not going to slow down anytime soon because they got lots of things cooking in the oven. And so it'll be, hopefully from here on out, every year is going to be... I mean, their goal was 1 big game per quarter. And at this rate, they might actually make that. So that's all I got this year for my predictions for the Xbox Showcase. I'm really hyped for it. We're about, I think, 9 days out. Hopefully I can stream it. I think I'll be able to this time. Well, I mean, I've been doing it every year so far, I think. So, gonna stream it. And I'll probably make a video afterward about my thoughts, like I usually do. So let me know in the comments what you think of my predictions. And do you have any of your own? What are you most looking forward to? For me, it's easily going to be id Software. But there's several other things I'm interested in. So yeah, that'll about do it. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Share the video. And I'll see you probably next week for the stream. Peace out.